church. It was so fun. Next week, I'm gonna take out a Potter's house. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to go there this week, y'all, and Sarah Jakes preached this morning. Definitely was feeling it in my chest. But we got to see Anita Phillips at Social Food Dallas, which is where you guys saw the clips from earlier. And that was just so amazing to get two very motivational women back to back. Because I feel like y'all know I be on here talking my talk, being bossed up. So to see two like women in that element, it just set the day off right. When we get back to my car or house, I'm definitely gonna recap how it went. This is like my first, like, you know, last week was my first real week, but this is my first real week just living in Dallas, being settled. I went to dinner on Friday. I'm not moving, so, you know, church was just so fulfilling, and I just feel so fed, like, you know. Well, we about to get this food in. I'm starving. We're at Yard.
I love restaurants like this. I like
Okay. And people been saying the food in Dallas is mid. I've been having mixed experiences. Some restaurants are really good. Yardbird's like in mad places. I've been here. They have this in Atlanta too at the Battery. So you know the vibes. But anyways, talk to you guys soon.
When I was in Bali, I didn't record like anything on my phone.
Alright, so yesterday I actually vlogged. So I'm gonna give advice today and we just gonna bundle it up, because I'm not gonna lie, yesterday was exhausting for me, y'all. I had to I went to church, and then I went out to brunch with my friends after, and then I came home and I really needed to reset for the week and just do laundry, like get my life together. So I wanted to cook some dinner and I wanted to just get my mind right for the week. So we are about to make lamb chops and talk about it. Lamb chops and mashed potatoes. Actually, my water is about to be boiling, so let's get the potatoes first. Let's get the potatoes going first. I'm only gonna do 2 potatoes because it's just me, you know. And then we're gonna do the lamb chops. I just took Chloe for a walk. But yeah, guys, as I am cooking, y'all want to know what the topic on my mind today is that we should talk about is I feel like maturing in your feminine energy as a woman, especially I feel like if you want to be the boss chick and the da-da-da-da, I feel like me and so many of my friends have been coming to so many realizations as we enter our 30s here. And yeah, it's crazy, like all the things I feel like I learned. I'm so happy that I spent my 20s building my foundation when it comes to like my finances and you know, just my stability as a woman. But I will say I feel like that did come with compromising so much when it relates to seriously dating people, the types of men that I would date, how I viewed and processed like dating somebody, because I feel like in the beginning it was all about like, he gotta match my energy, boo, like I make da-da-da-da, I make da-da-da-da. And it's crazy because I do feel like as African American women, we are so conditioned to date up. We're conditioned to date by money and resources. And I feel like once you get, and it's not even one of my friends, like all of my friends have realized this, like once you have your dream car, your dream crib, 1-2 properties, and you're like doing all these things by yourself as a woman, girl, I promise you, you are gonna be like, where is my man? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like my advice would be like, always definitely think about balancing it both out. Like it's okay to always want to be an independent boss chick and do all the things you want, but there will become a point in life, and especially I feel like with, if you want kids, when you start to approach 30 or you're in your early 30s, you kind of are like up against a biological clock in a sense, you know what I mean? Of course, women are having kids well into their 40s now, but I think it would be something, if I could go back, I wouldn't just fun date in my early 20s the way I was doing it and just really being like, yeah, I might have fell in love here and there, or what I thought was love in a certain aspect or relational view, but I would definitely have placed an intention on meeting a partner that I could build with. I don't think it's too late for me. I think I meet great men, you know what I'm saying, and my dating options be cool. I feel like I spent the past half a year just not dating because I personally wanted to work on healing a lot of things within myself before moving into my next situation. I definitely knew that for me. And I also feel like that's important. You know, I feel like the way that we're raised, some of us might be raised in like survival mode where we're always just needing to feel like we gotta be independent and do everything by yourself. And I do feel like as women, especially African American women, we definitely have to, like, you know, train ourselves and work on stepping into a much more softer and feminine space. And I definitely have done that over the past few years. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I love cooking, I love being in the house, I love, just as much as I love having all my own stuff, I would love having this meal made and my mood is right there, you know what I'm saying? So like, I love to just exist in that feminine space a lot more than I did when I was younger because I didn't value it as much. But I will say, I think that like soft girl era definitely comes from doing a lot of work around why do we as, you know, Black women really value so much about just finances, evaluating men based on money. There's a lot of like psychological trauma and trauma within our community that I feel like we definitely have to peel back. Because if I'm being honest, y'all, one thing I will notice is like, when I went to college, y'all know I went to Florida State, that's a predominantly white school. Most white girls like left with their husband. Like the person that they ended up marrying, they met, they like all like went to school, I feel like, not on a mission for that, but definitely with an intention for that. And I noticed that's not what most of my friends or people I knew that were African American did. So it's just interesting to see how other races at times can definitely value that at a much earlier age. Whereas, you know, I was raised in a home where it's like, you need to be successful, you need to get your college degree, you need to do this, you need to do this, this, and this. But it was never like, you need to like, you know, do these things as a woman to be ready for motherhood, or do these things as a woman to be ready to be a wife. You know what I'm saying? So I would say if I had a daughter or a little sister, I would definitely tell her to, in her early 20s, prioritize it. Especially because, baby, when you're 30, the dudes is looking for the 25-year-olds. And when you're, you know what I'm saying? Like the cycle, you know what I'm saying? So it's just something that I would say I definitely would keep in mind. And I feel like things that I did to really practice my femininity were definitely like grooming myself more in certain ways, like paying attention to feminine things, watching feminine women. If you have friends that are more feminine than you, like ask them about like things that they do. I was also an athlete, which I feel like took me longer to come out of my like tomboy phase than girls who just wasn't into that. Like, and I feel like a lot of girls who are athletes, they have to go through this transition because you're always around boys. You're like always in sweats, always in baggy clothes. Like me and a lot of my athletic friends also talk about that. And there's nothing wrong with being a tomboy, y'all. I was a tomboy my whole life. I'm still a tomboy, for real on the low. But I know how to like also step into a feminine space. I feel like certain guys that I dated definitely helped me step into that space as well, would give me advice. You know, help me like view myself as a queen, view myself in certain ways. And I feel like it's a lot of things, you know, when you walk in a room, make sure you hold your head up, make sure your posture is a certain way, make sure you carry yourself a certain way as a woman to attract a king, okay? So those are some things that I definitely feel like you know what I'm trying to say, was, I wouldn't say lacking. I've always been confident, but the way I carried myself as a woman definitely changed and transgressed as I became older and into my mid to late 20s. So that's something I would just tell a lot of women to be mindful of, you know. Yeah. So the way I feel like I dress changed. I went from like that hoochie stage to like always wearing party club clothes to then like transitioning into like I want to be a little more grown and carry myself a certain way. Like I don't always have to wear something that's super revealing to be sexy or show myself off. Like, you know, there was just different shifts. I feel like that definitely came as I got older, you know? So yeah. So outside of that, hold on, we didn't even get into devotional. Let's go ahead and hop into the devotional real quick for the day. Ooh, this is right on time as I'm cooking a meal. It says, didn't you realize that all of you together are the temple of God and that the Spirit of God lives in you? 1 Corinthians 3:16. And the point of the message is, it's important to take care of your body. When the body of Christ needs your help, we should be willing, ready, and able. If we're tired, weak, unhealthy, we'll miss being a part of the movement of our community and local churches. There are times when it's important for us to step up and help friends move homes or cook meals after surgery. While nurturing your health may not directly minister to others, it does allow you to be ready to lend a hand to someone in need, which reveals the character of Christ. So that is super on time because I'm cooking a meal. And is my meal healthy, girl? I'm making some mashed potatoes and some lamb chops. So I guess that's somewhat healthy. It's not the healthiest option you could go for, but it is a carbohydrate. And then, ooh, is the oven almost ready? I'm actually also gonna make some broccolini. But yeah, so when the food is done, I'm gonna hop back into it. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the vlog. I hope you enjoyed the little girls talk tonight. That was like what was on my mind. And I am going to leave, I'm gonna leave like a little drop once I finish the food so y'all can see the end result, okay? But we'll be back tomorrow. I hope you guys are having a great day. If you are interested in signing up for the webinar on Thursday night, it's free for tech sales. Make sure you guys click the link in the bio below, and I'll see you. Let us get into it, okay? White truffle mashed with some balsamic vinaigrettes, glazed lamb chops, and a little parmesan on the broccolini. Period. Don't play with me.